happening? What's happening? What's up, good people? It's me, your homegirl. I'm still laughing. Sorry, we had a very funny joke in the green room. Is that what they call it?
Yes,
Or,
yes, yes,
and
yes.
in the case of StreamYard, it's going to be the white room. Okay. Um, but what's happening, good people? How y'all doing out there? Y'all know who it is. It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha, right? A.k.a. Lolo. And we are coming to you live and direct from my house. This time I'm at home. I'm not even at the hair salon. And I don't know why Cheryl got that hat on in California when
It's
in
cold.
Cleveland it's cold. Could you please explain to us? Let me get my mic up, right? Hold on, my mic at. You know what? Here we go, guys. Let me make sure. First of all, let me make sure. Explain to everybody. What is cold in sunny California? What does
Okay.
cold mean?
65,
Okay,
60.
you guys know all what kinds of profanity is going in my head, right? All right. Now, if you know what that meant, y'all go ahead on and drop that in the chat. That ain't no cold weather. That's some. You know what I'm saying? She said it's 65. 65. We gonna put some thongs on in Cleveland. That's what we're gonna
Oh,
do.
God.
Yeah, we will wear some thongs. We're like, ooh, it's 65. We don't know how to act. So we're so sorry that it's so cold. We hope you freeze in that 65 degree
Burr.
weather. But anyhow, you were here last week, the last time I saw
Oh,
you
man.
in person, and we were here at the premiere, for the documentary.
Oh, my goodness.
And so let's just kind of recap a little bit as we wait for some folk to come on through, and as we talk about this wonderful topic of I got some stuff here, some my props, my hair oil. I mean, oil for your body, or lotion. Okay, so we already know that I'm black and ashy, so I'm going for oil. But anywho, before we hop right into the top, I got some other stuff we're going to talk about too before we get into it. But tell me, what did you think about Cleveland and the premiere of the documentary, The Narrative Let the Truth Be Told, about Afro hair? So what did you think about Cleveland,
First
sir?
of all, I want to say thank you to two of my wonderful supporters, and two people have encouraged me. And when I landed in Cleveland, um, two sisters. Is it Tijuana?
Taiwana,
Taiwana?
yes, Taiwana, baby.
I just want to say thank you for the hospitality,
Mm-hmm. Boy,
and it was received very graciously, and I had a ball.
had a ball.
And
Okay.
two, Miss Fatu,
Yes.
and I'm trying to keep my bracelets and my I'm trying to keep them. So from my mother. So
Oh.
anyway, I want to say thank you. That
All
was
right.
a wonderful, pleasant surprise. And then thank you, Ladosha, for such a wonderful tribute to Mr. Morrow. And well done, well expressed, and just your perseverance is to be admired. And everyone else, CJ is just such a star, such a supernova.
Such a supernova.
And Ebony was absolutely a dear. And my cousin just got lost in
Oh,
Cleveland.
that cousin was so fine. Oh, good Lord. He was fine. He was
No,
fine. Any hoot.
ain't got nothing to do with that.
Any hoot.
I
Any hoot,
just
the
had
cousin was
a
fine.
ball, and I appreciated the sign, the theater was gorgeous. Cedar Theater was beautiful. Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
showing out, Cleveland. Thank you.
Yeah, it was. It was absolutely phenomenal. So yeah. So, but by the way, in case you guys aren't aware, okay, the documentary is also available right here on this YouTube platform. So, in case you're like, I ain't get a chance to see it yet, Kilo, where can we find it at? You can find it right here on YouTube, and it's going to be under the narrative. Let the truth be told about Afro hair. So that's what's going down right here on YouTube. So with that being said, we got a couple of current events that I just kind of want to just kind of go through. Did you know Elon Musk got booed with Dave on stage with Dave Chappelle?
I don't know why he thinks that he's well liked.
He rich. I'm he rich. Okay. All right. So I didn't know either, but I got off Twitter. Somebody told me I need to get back on Twitter. Are you on Twitter?
I am only because of the newspaper.
Okay.
But
Well, what do you guys think about Twitter? Just drop some comments in the chat. What do you guys think about the good old Twitter? I don't know, but I just thought it was interesting that
I don't
he
think I don't know why he thinks he's liked.
yeah
He's weird.
yeah, he says he's loved. He's loved. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we got that. And then my third one I thought was interesting. This has nothing to do with hair. But this one was Serena Williams and Steph Curry. There's some folks trying to sue them over those NFTs, those chains, those blockchains with those that crypto stuff. And I'm just like, y'all really think y'all gonna sue them? What do you
You have to
what
have money to sue people, people.
uh-huh. Now what are those what are your thoughts on crypto? What do you think about crypto?
Well, the remember about 1997
Yeah.
when you got your first debit card?
Oh, okay.
That's
Yes.
crypto.
Yeah. So you think it's gonna be real?
And now you didn't have to swipe, right? So now
What?
you only insert that little
Right.
chip on your debit card is cryptocurrency. Then when
Oh.
you tap and all you do is put your card up there, means that the money that you actually have in the bank has been digitized. Now it's crypto. So it really doesn't belong anywhere. It just means that you have a bunch of blocks. Let's say if you have $26,000 in the bank, right? You
Right.
have 26,000 blocks. So the reader only reads $26,000. But you really don't have, unless you go to the bank and deposit it, you actually, you know what I mean? You actually
Right.
deposit it and say you want your bank money out. That's the
Right.
only way you'll get cash.
Well, I still say cream. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill. Hey, I'm gonna keep stuffing my money. I'm gonna stuff some money in that dang on under that
Stuff some
mattresses
money,
and
keep
you
some
know.
cash, and get some coins.
Okay, get you some
Get it
coins. Okay,
all.
guys, get it all, get it all. All right, I don't know that much about it, but Cheryl says get a little bit of that, and you'll just be,
Hmm.
okay. All right, so speaking of okay. So we had this conversation before all this goodness happened. And we talked about skincare. So people may not know, but I'm just gonna just enlighten you guys in case you didn't know. But cosmetology, we get three areas of expertise with this education. So we
Hmm.
get hair, we get
Hmm.
skin, and we
Hmm.
get nails. Now, some people are like, what? Like cosmetology?
Yeah,
How they?
cosmos, the
Yeah.
whole cosmic.
Right. So the first thing I wanted you to do was just really I wanted you to kind of break down the cosmetology because some people really think that with your cosmetology license, all we do, and I'm not minimizing hairstyling, but they really think that that's what the license is all about. The license is about hairstyling. So talk about
Mhm.
the word cosmetology.
Okay. Well, because of course we don't know any African mother tongue. I mean tongue. Um, it is a Greek word for adorn, cosmo, cosmet, but it usually is the gamut. It is usually cosmo, cos. It means to the grand gamut, the whole entire what encompasses beauty, and that could be eyebrows, lips, makeup, esthetician, skincare, a little bit of dermatology, a little bit of biology, a little bit of chemistry, the whole thing that makes people beautiful. And feet, nails, and I'm sure if you are over probably 40, you remember walking in as a child, seeing black women undo nails. And you've seen them do pedicures, and you've seen I had to do pedicures and manicures before I could get on the floor. They taught you everything from fungus under the nails and things of that nature. I don't know why cosmetology, in terms of the colloquial meaning, just attaches itself just to hair, but because cosmetologists, actually, it's really a modern term because beautician, right? Beautician. It was hairdresser. It was
Hmm.
coiffeur. It was
Right.
many of those titles going back into the early 20th century. So it's a tressor. It's another one. And then a hair designer, and then it had what platform artists, and boy, I tell you, it's been moving right along. But the art in and of itself is rooted to the tutor. It is head.
All right, so there we have it.
I
Whoops, did I get my
specialize.
Okay. So yeah, so we got cosmetology, like you said, it covers the whole gamut. So before you guys get ready to say, well, what do you guys know about skin? Well, Cheryl just broke it down. As cosmetologists, we are actually certified to take care of your hair, your skin, and your nails by way of beautification, and we use the entire license. Now in America, we kind of fragment stuff, but I can tell you when I went to Africa, went over to the Gambia, they could not understand this whole you just do hair. They felt like when you go to the hair salon, you get everything done. So
Absolutely.
depending on what part of the world you live in, when you go to these quote unquote beauty or places of beauty parlors or whatever, you're going to do the whole thing.
Mm.
But in America, we really do fragment it, where you just have quote unquote hair salons, and then you have beauty, and then you have spas. So it just depends on how you're gonna rock it out. So anywho, so let's go ahead on and hop right into the topic of skincare when it comes to being ashy and dry. Now, I ain't gonna mess around with y'all. We ain't got all day. We just got about a good solid 45 minutes for me to just ruffle y'all's feathers, all right? So, first things first, I got some oil here. I asked some people to drop in the chat last week, what do you think is best for your skin, oil or lotion? Now we do have some other things here. Like I got a little bit of shea butter. Sorry, the lighting isn't so good. Shea butter, and then I have, I think this is called like body ghee. Okay, which is like a fat commonly used like in Ethiopia. And then you've got this fancy stuff like a balm, which a balm to me, or a balsam or a balm, it's kind of like a chapstick lotion for your body. It's kind of wet, but it's kind of oily, okay? And then, of course, your mama's gonna love this one. Everybody's mama. I know what you guys are saying. Quit playing around, Ladosha. Just bring on the good one. And of course, the Vaseline, So yeah, maybe you guys might remember Vaseline was it was like the all purpose for your hair, your skin, your nails, your feet, your lips, everything was Vaseline.
Everything.
Everything, your diaper rash, you just had to have some Vaseline. And then, of course, in modern day times, you now have these essential oils
Hmm.
that people like to infuse with all of this. Now, before Cheryl gets to breaking this down, we just want to say that these companies are not paying us to give our 2 cents on it. So don't come asking us, can do we rep the companies? We do not rep the companies, okay? So we are not getting paid for this content. All right, okay. So Cheryl, to start off, now I'm now in my little thing on YouTube, I put Black Twitter. And I asked Black Twitter because I'm a black person, and you light skin, okay? So I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna start off with I think that all of us who are this hue, my hue and darker, you can't see it, but I'm just gonna spell my name. There it is. See that ashy this, okay? So dark to me, darker complex folks, you can see the ash like on our elbow. Look at that. That's just now. Now I put oil on this morning, and I have to apply it several times, throughout the day. So I like oil for the skin. So let's start off. And what's up, Barbie? I see you in the chat. Look at that butter. See, you are come put that elbow back up there right quick. Okay. So her elbow is all nice and look at that smooth, and mine is just crusty. Look at that. Oh, oh. Anywho, I know, Barbie. I'm telling the truth according to proof. I think about these light skinned folks. So to me, dark skinned people need oil and light skinned people need lotion. Okay, now I know I got some education, but sometimes I just throw that there, forget that damn book. I'm putting some oil on my skin. So let's start off by go ahead. You ain't I know you whatever. Anywho, so talk about what is skin and ain't dark skin thicker. Cause they used to say this stuff. Come on, Barbara, you know what I'm talking about. They used to say that the dark skin was thicker than the light skin. So let's talk about dark skin. Let's get into some skin stuff. I'm gonna mute my mic and then we gonna get into it. But I'm for oil. If you like oil or lotion, drop in the chat which one do you like, and Cheryl breaks down skin and my statement that always ashy. Okay, all right. Which one do you like? She said so. Help her. All right, Cheryl. Break down the epidermis, dermis, subcutaneous. That's as far as my vocabulary goes. I can't help.
Well, for the sake of the conversation, it's not a skin problem. It has nothing to do with your skin. Okay. And I know the subject was oil in the lotion. And so let's say this. We're in the kitchen, right? And you boil some water for tea, right? And right? And you end up talking on the phone, right? And forget the pot. So by the time you get back in the kitchen, the water has evaporated, right? We've
Right.
all done it. Okay. Then at that point, the pan cools down and your pot used to be black, but now it looks kind of gray. And you take your finger and you can see the tracks because the mineral deposits are on your finger. That is what's on your body called ash.
Uh, wait a minute. Uh, hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. My thing. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Now you on mute now.
Okay. Hold up. Did anybody Barbie? Now, sure, you ain't gonna come with this science on me tonight.
Okay. So
Cause
we're gonna
I ain't
break it
gonna
down.
have because you go now you try to tell me, Kilolo, I did not boil my skin in a pot of water. So
But you
if
do
I'm
take a
not,
shower.
oh, you know what? I'm getting off. Bye. I I hate smart people. You make me sick. Go
Okay.
ahead, Cheryl.
So
Take it over.
we just let it dry, and because a light canvas, doesn't show up a lot, but a darker skinned person's hue does have a darker contrast, so you may see the white deposits of water on your skin. Okay. Now, that's called ashy. Okay. There is no such thing as your skin naturally turning white
I am effed up, y'all.
without the presence of water. Water makes that film. Now, to neutralize the whiteness, right, and make something turn darker, the first thing we do is we put something wet on it. And then wet surfaces are always darker than when they dry. And when they dry, they get lighter. Does that make sense? Black people.
Okay, I'm sorry, Cheryl, but I got to you going too fast. What's up, Liz Marie? She done put the boot to boot on me. Now let me back it up. Let me back that thing up right quick. So you saying that it's the water with the minerals that's drying on our skin that's ashy. Now let me just go on a little bit before you go past, cause you're going past my hood intellect. Now what about when we in the tub, and they say like, we're so the ring in the tub, that's so like dirty. My cousin even told me that she's a nurse, and she told me that one of the nurses was concerned about the black person, being so dirty because all of the dirt and stuff on the towel. So,
Well, you have to remember too, when oils and clothes and dirt and oxidize, they turn darker. It's not that you dip yourself into anything dark. It's the same as this. Your black, you only see fading on a black shirt. You don't see fading on a yellow shirt. You think the yellow shirt ain't did nothing. But it's because the dark is so dominant. The contrast with fading on it is a grander contrast to see what is left in the deposits of the water. But once the color of the base or the canvas gets closer to the color of the water, you don't see it. You don't see it on a light, pale pastel pink, but you'll see it on a dark fuchsia pink. So it is the deposits of the water that is when you dry it on your towel, when you dry your skin. Now, you go to Barbados or you go to Cuba, you'll go to Hawaii, and you'll take it, dip in a nice spring mineral pond or pool or spa. You don't even need lotion because
uh,
it's the water.
okay, what about this one? Hold on, Barbie. I'm about to, you ready for it, Cheryl? Here it come, y'all. I'm about to show it. What about this right here? Bam! No, wait a minute, wrong one. Hold on, here it go. Bam. What about that one right there, Cheryl?
Okay.
We just some dirty black people.
Right.
What?
Well, let me ask you a question. You guys have seen a homeless white person, right? Right. Okay. So who do you think is dirtier? A white, dirty, homeless person that you see black up on their feet, black on their feet, black on their toes, black under their fingernails, black on their hands, black on their face. That is a racist statement. That has nothing to do with anything. That's just ignorance.
But that's what they call us. Thank you, Barbie, for being so bold to put that up there because
Mhm.
that is exactly how we are referred to as dirty
Mhm.
black folk. And
Right.
so you're saying otherwise when it comes to what we're actually seeing in the water and why our skin has the skin isn't really ashy.
No, no, no.
That's blowing me out. I see you, McCall's girl. I'm still with the
Well, where would the ash come from in the absence of water?
Okay, so I'm putting.
Because not,
Okay,
not,
okay, go
not
ahead.
lose your. Let's use y'all's logic. Using your logic, you just said the more you don't take a bath, all the body oils and it starts turning and it turns dark. So there is the presence of oils just from your body oils and on your clothes. Like when the jeans get dirty, they get slick. Then when you wash them, they get hard. That's what makes it hard is the ash. And then when you bring lubrication, regardless if it's water based or an oil base, it still stays in the stratum corneum. It doesn't move, it doesn't go anywhere. It's just making tight skin is dry skin. Dry skin is tight skin. The moment you moisturize it or you wet it or you lubricate it in the stratum corneum, which is in your epidermis, then the skin gets movable, supple. Then you can pull it and pinch it, and then it gets, and then when you have excess, it gets shiny, right? Then, but the stratum corneum is not absorbing it. It's not going to eventually go in. It's just going to, you're just going to rub it on your suit coat or your jacket or you're
So
just going
now,
to rub it away eventually.
so now, when manufacturers are making oils and lotions
Mm-hmm.
and body balsams and all this other
Uh-huh.
cool stuff. So when they're making this stuff and they're saying on the commercial, y'all know what I'm talking about, and
Mm-hmm.
it shows that dry cracked skin and
Mm-hmm.
it shows the ingredients seeping down into the skin. So
Mm-hmm.
you're saying that this stuff is not that low. So let me just put this out
Well,
there.
let's go here. The distance between the top of your epidermis before it just when it's sitting on top of your skin, microscopically, in terms of nano type of micro in the micro world, it is a long distance between the top of that epidermis to the bottom of the epidermis. It's almost like the length of a football field in micro terms. It has to travel far. You guys are talking about very, 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 very far. That this substance, it is only to allow your scaly skin to start looking smooth. That's on the cranium. That's on that real fibrous epidermis layer. It is not even getting close to the dermis. It's not even getting close because in micro terms, your skin has a barrier. And so it is only there to serve cosmetic purposes. The appearance, the optical illusion, your senses. It is only supposed to give you temporary. effects. It's if it's not, because if it was going in any deeper, then wouldn't it be permanent?
That part.
Okay.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So you can't permanently, especially when you're not permanently staying dirty. So you go back into the water. The water has a lot of minerals and fluorides and calciums and all these things to clean the municipal water of a city, to keep microbes and pathogens and germs and keep the water clean and drinkable. Most people don't drink tap water. But at the end of the day, you have to understand you are bathing, brushing your teeth, taking a shit in the same water. So at the end of the day, that is the water that you're exposing your skin to, unless you have a water softener in your house. Then that was one request my mother did request of my dad. You have to give her a water softener.
Well, I was just gonna ask that. What's up, McCombs girl? I'm so glad to see you back in the chat. And again, welcome Barbie, and I see you, Rose Marie. So wait a minute. So going back to the water. So
Mm-hmm.
because you hear a lot of bad things about like well, I shouldn't say bad, but people do have concerns about like hard water, soft water, demineralizing, like water with no minerals in them. So should we put filtration systems, like on our water to take out these minerals so we see less ash, or what do you think about that?
Well, let me just say this, and then of course we exacerbate it with detergent, which is soap. And so a water system would allow you to have water that is a lot more neutral and slightly alkaline. Okay, so it's softer on your clothes, less shrinkage in your clothes and your clothes fibers and cottons, better on your hair fiber because it's keratin, carries a charge, so it's better on your hair. Okay, better for asthmatics, and people who have had asthma or any other autoimmune disorder because of it being slightly alkaline. And it does allow you to use less detergent and less soap and things of that nature. Um, Leaves, and then most people will say, well, a shower filter leaves your hair a lot shinier. Well, that is because there's less acidic minerals in it, and it's neutralized by vitamin C, zinc, and maybe sodium. Okay, so it makes the water very soft. And so, and instead of us fixing that kind of industry, it feeds into the beauty industry. So they make billions of dollars because you guys keep thinking it's this thing called ash.
Well,
So now we created
I've been.
ashy. So it's kind
So
of.
you're trying to deactivate my Willie Lynch chip. Y'all see that? I've been indoctrinated because I tell you, I'd have called myself one ashy Negro all my life. I've been an ashy Negro, okay?
Right.
It's gonna be hard for me to not refer to myself as an ashy ass Negro, okay? So I'm gonna have to work on that. But anywho, let me drop McComb's girl statement so you can address this one. I think you're gonna love this one, Cheryl. Here she goes.
Mm-mm.
Ha, address that one.
So the LOC or the LCO method doesn't work on hair and skin. Now, please, because you have to understand that I try to keep my world very logical, very scientific, and very African. So y'all gonna have to remind me what the LOC and the LCO mean.
All right, so here we go. So that's where you use. Here we go, McCon girl. Because I knew somebody's going to come in the chat. Oh, I'm on mute.
No, you're on mute now. Okay.
Now you got it? Okay. All right, so here you go, McCombs girl. So here's the LOC method, right? So I'm gonna pretend like I just got out the
Oh,
shower.
that's right. Or
Yeah,
lotion, oil, condition. Okay, okay.
okay, okay. So if I put some lotion on, hold on, because I saw some people in the chat was like I do both, right? So let me put a little bit of this oil lotion on, and I'm just gonna drop a little bit of that little bit of that oil on there. Okay, so there's some oil. So there's your lock method. So isn't that better? Because I just got out the shower, my skin. Can I lock in this moisture? Ooh, look at that! I'm light skinned like Cheryl now, y'all. So break that lock method down on the
I think
skin.
we spoke about this before. Is that you cannot beat the molecules of how substances work. I know your senses want them to work. I know your ego wants them to work. I think your logic of how your thoughts, I know your intentions, but substances don't think, they don't care, they don't have anything to do with you. They have to function the way they function. And unfortunately, your stratum corneum, which is your epidermis, it only allows a little something to get into the crevices and of the layers of the skin. And and guess what, my dears? See, it's ironic that, the beauty industry gets you coming and going because then they tell you, you got to scrub because you got to get those dead cells off. Well, there goes the lotion. There goes what you put on it because you have to get rid of the dead cells. You're only putting things on top of dead cells. It's not going in and filling up your hydration pumps in your skin and having you retain moisture. It doesn't work like that, people.
Boy, Cheryl really knows how to kill a body orgasm, doesn't she, guys? She just killed
Well,
that
well,
for
well,
us.
well. At the end of the day, it's your water and your soap, and you have to stay clean. The city has to keep your water clean, so they got to put the hard shit in it. So your water and it's so funny because if you go into your bathroom, there's a whole lot of ash in your bathroom. Ash is in your uh, shower head. The ash is in your bathtub. The ash is all up in your where your water comes out, where you pull up so the water can come out. It's ash everywhere. It's ash on your mirror if you take a hot shower. You can't just let the water off the mirror. That mirror is going to be foggy. And then, of course, what? There's ash in your dashboard, in your car. Anything where there's water is going to be a trace of ash. Then you guys want to press the defroster button in your car. Ooh, let's get this ash off the window. Oh, shit. Ash, where there's water, there's going to be ash because there's going to be deposits in your rainwater. You got to see it, they call it acid rain. That's what acid rain is. It's rain water that is heavily burnt, trying to keep it clean. That's your smog. That's your pollution, air pollution. That's what deposits on your skin when you take a
Okay.
shower.
All right. Okay.
And
All right.
everybody
So,
knows. And everybody knows when you didn't put lotion on
uh,
in the morning.
oh yeah, we do know. Okay. So, our clock. I'm going to show what our clock has to say, and can you speak to that right quick? It says, my son had skin issues when he was younger. Our
Mm-hmm.
doctor told me to put baby oil while damp, lotion, and then Vaseline or the likes afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about that process of
What
layering?
skin issue was he diagnosed with?
Okay, so let's wait a few moments for our clock, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
to drop in the chat. What was the skin issue? if you can
Mhm.
recall, maybe if you can recall. But
I will say this to people who have come to my practice while I was practicing in New York. I don't like oil on skin issues only because oils are barriers. They don't let any moisture in, they don't let any moisture out, and they will be there on your surface of your table the next morning if they're still oily. They may be by the cold or something left overnight, they may be hardened, and then you have to kind of get them up, like, and then they'll either get sticky or something. But I will say this: skin issues in me and oil has just ever always been because if the skin it is wound healing. It wants to heal, and the autoimmune response is trying to send the ambulances to the location. See, and either it's hyper overproduction or underproduction, and it has either some hotness, it's warm, it's red, it's inflamed, or just real food disorder or food allergy, whatever the case may be. I'm sure it was eczema, okay, which is autoimmune. I like pH changes for psoriasis, eczema, sarcoidosis, um, just those little red bumps or anything that is prevailing. It prevails for a minute, okay. And it, depending on where he had it, did he have it on his hands, elbows, shoulder, face in the crevices, ears, behind his ears, lips, you know what I mean? And this is my problem with cosmetology versus dermatology versus trichology. Because cosmetology's responsibility is to do dermatology and trichology. And cosmetology is supposed to be trained on disorders in terms of minimizing the symptoms and the prognosis, the diagnosis, then really minimizing. And if the cosmetology feels that they need to partner with the dermatologist because it's needs an antibiotic or it needs to be prescribed something that is out of the jurisdiction of the cosmetologist, then you partner and then you work together. But it just doesn't happen that way. Doesn't quite work out that way. But that is why we are doing the dumbest shit that people say, because we need to talk about that.
so, so let me just back that thing up. Whoop whoop. Thank you, R.
Oh,
Clark.
by the
I'm
way,
so sorry. Sorry.
I will change his water and his diet, and I would get something that is alkaline and water based, so the skin can go into its own wound healing. See, eczema is not normal. That's not a diagnosis. It's an immune response to something foreign. Anyway, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So again, thank you, R. Clark, for sharing that with us. That's what we're all about, is offering you guys some great solutions. So now, let's go back to the mineral deposits that we
Mhm,
see on our shower heads, our
mhm,
faucets. Like you said, on our mirrors and the tile and the bathroom. You're basically saying, that all of this is pretty much an issue that's resulting from the water.
mhm.
So why do so you said oil is going to be a barrier. This is hard for me. Um, to accept. So, what do you mean that oil is a barrier? And then we got a little bit more time. So, talk about why lotion. And by the way, shameless plug. This is my girl Andrea Catlett, which we definitely took over the dinner when Cheryl was there. And I do love her brands, by the way. So, talk a little bit about how oil is the barrier and why lotion.
It's not necessarily a negative thing.
I got you. I got you, though. I got
Right.
you.
It's not, but you can't use you where there is water, there is life. Okay. People don't go to planets trying to look for oil, unless you George W. Bush or something. There is no life. Oil will stop life because it doesn't have any oxygen molecules. Okay, nothing grows in oil. That's why oil spills are horrible. Oil spills will kill. So oils are to stay in the ground because they feed the aqueous rock. They make the earth strong, and they're created to give you other properties if you eat them, because oils must have the nutrients of oils must have or go through a metabolic process. The liver takes the nutrients out of oils, not that the oils just have nutrients and slap them on something and that's it. No, oils are to be cold and heated up through your liver through a metabolic process. And then you get the omegas, and then you get all of the other minerals from them. Okay. So, it's a distillation and drying out the skin and all that kind of stuff. Okay. That's why that's important to make sure that because the body has no way to metabolize oil on the surface. That's why it'll clog. They'll call them comedogenic, which is clogging. And then you get a blackhead. You get something stuck in it because oil, once it oxidizes, it becomes hard and then it gets black. Then you got to, lance it and get it out of that particular crevice because the body can't metabolize it. Now, but a barrier, let's say if you had any type of fungus or anything, you want to get rid of fungus, bacteria, oils are a very good way to do that because the oil is going to cover it, rob it of its oxygen, and then you're going to get rid of it. And then you'll get rid of fingernail. You notice that all fingernail skin by antibacterial, they're oils. You put something on your fingernail, you get rid of the fungus because it's void of water.
That part.
Because they're robbing the fungus and the bacteria of oxygen and moisture. So you kill what's on the surface. You kill it with oils. So it's not just that it's a bad thing. We have to keep the conversation in context. I didn't say that oils were bad. What we are using them for, we're not using them for their best phenol traits and their features and their characteristics and their nutrients. So that I guess that's what I'm saying in terms of, but it doesn't let oxygen in and it doesn't let oxygen out. So therefore you couldn't have any moisturization just for that fact.
All
Does that make
right.
sense?
All right, McCombs girl, we gonna have to, we can use it, but we have to use it
Now,
properly. So what about this
glycerin?
Yeah, come on, McCombs girl,
See,
bring it.
see, Miss Girl. See, now you getting into the anti-natural conversation, and see that's why the natural conversation is dangerous because you don't let wonderful formulations, wonderful ingredients like glycerin. They're very fatty, okay? And they could be also manipulated and designed to work very well and give you all those cosmetic desires that you guys like. You see what I'm saying? Now, see, that's sophistication, not just it ain't natural. If it ain't in your refrigerator, don't put it on your hair. That is so anti-black. That don't even make the God gave you a brain before he gave you Google. You're supposed to be able to put these molecules and these plant stuff and all this, and you're supposed to be working the magic. And glycerin is natural as well. But what I'm saying is it is a wonderful design to give you milks, melts, these fabulous creams, and all of this high end stuff that Black girls are used to. Not just, we can get some natural stuff in there if that's what you want, but we are to create these things and manipulate the molecules like the Philosopher's Stone. We're supposed to manipulate it. What do you think the Egyptian says? Well, you know, lead ain't gold, so we ain't gonna make it. No, you manipulate the protons and the electrons so you can turn lead into gold. I mean, come on.
All right, we got you. All
Got
right,
it? Does
all
that
right,
make sense?
all right, McCall's girl, you come through, come through, come through. All right, now what about? Here we go. Your body,
Absolutely, McCombs girl.
yeah, your body ghees and your shea butters and those cocoa butters or those bombs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you're here for the science. Thank you so much, McCall's girl. That's what you can't see. I'm sorry, guys, you can't see these.
Now,
That these are your bombs. I'm sorry. This is your shea butter, okay, and then your body ghees. So what about these other
all of
body
those are
powders?
foods. All of those are foods.
Shea
The
butter is a
African
food?
shea butter is a food. Why do you think the African called it butter?
I thought they just meant
It comes from a nut, shea tree. They use the they use the spoilage. Then they created an industry. But the problem is that I always tell every African on this planet, as many shea trees that is on planet Earth, each shea tree should represent a multimillionaire African, and it hasn't. So there's a problem. Why? Because just getting the nut and put it in a plastic bag or a plastic container with a cap on it, slapping a label on it, it ain't gonna get it. It's not conducive for cosmetic use at that point. What we supposed to do is get some fabulous, wonderful, like McCombs girl. We supposed to go in our little lab. We supposed to get real sexy and put that, and then go sell it to Chanel and put some zinc and gold and diamonds in that, and just say we're supposed to make it better. Cocoa butter. You mix a little jojoba. Then you go put some little ghee. Is an Indian butter. It's a food. Well, Ethiopian too. I mean, yeah, because I made one for a private label with an Ethiopian young lady here in San Diego, and I kept telling her, sweetheart, I'm going to take the raw good, but I have to turn the raw good into a cosmetic. You can't be bringing milk to the, and then I got to separate the way, I mean, and let me just say this. We got some really good remedies.
So this is what
Cocoa and all of that.
but this is what I hear where you were going with this, and McCall's girl is saying the same thing that you were about to say, that making these
Yes, it is.
body ghees and these shea butters. She just said that this stuff is it's really hard work,
Oh,
you guys. It's
absolutely.
very very hard work, and so we have to. We got a couple of more minutes. Let's just go over just a little bit and
Mhm.
just kind of push the envelope with changing this. Like you said, taking the raw stuff, because
Mhm.
I get body ghee. I did not know shea. I mean, I guess now that you guys said it like it's a nut. Excuse me, okay? I didn't realize that it was an actual food,
Mhm.
shea butter. Now, listen, guys, I'm talking about myself, so
Mhm.
I'm not making generalizations. Even though I'm a cosmetologist, I
Mhm.
don't know everything. And
Mhm.
yes, I did go to Africa, but I did not see them make any shea butter. And I
Mhm.
don't search everything on YouTube. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm just saying, me personally, I did not know it was a food.
Mhm.
So your ghee, your cocoa butter, and your shea butters are food, but you're saying let's take this to the next level. So what does that mean for people who really, because Cheryl, you do have doctors who are also saying that natural stuff is better. So talk about when you alter it, when you start to move molecules and you change this stuff around, because I think that that is the person's fear, is that if you change this, you're going to make this bad. So
Okay.
talk us really
I,
quick.
I I was on the I was on a call with another professional, and I'm going to give you guys this analogy, and I want you guys to understand that I know we are having fun, and I make kind of light of it, but it is not acceptable for us not to know food sciences and cosmetic sciences. It is just not appropriate for us. We taught it. That's why we came to the Western world. We educated the Western world in what it's known today. All of what they know, because you taught it to them. And so, what I mean by the difference between herbal, botanical, natural, and organic, all of those are the same state phases that I talked to you about: industrial, cosmetic, food, right? Medical. When they say medical grade, food grade, cosmetic grade, industrial grade, that's the same thing as herbal, botanical, natural, organic. So I'm saying this to say, you go into a grocery store, a local grocery store, like Ralph's, Rite Aid, or you go to a bodega and you see lemons 10 for $1. They're the size of a golf ball. They look half yellow. They may be kind of, light yellow. So you put them in there, right? And they're rock hard, but they were grown in dirt. And guess what? Y'all don't want them. But you do like when you go to Trader Vic's, Whole Foods, into your nice little expensive, stores, grocery stores, and you see them big lemons with two navels on the side, and they're bright yellow. Well, I'm sorry. They probably were grown in dirt, but they were grown in a controlled environment, or they were hydroponically grown and grown in water. So if I had not stepped in and said that I don't want my lemons the size of golf balls, no juice, no zest, no lemon smell, 10 for $1. They was grown in dirt though. So natural does not always is synonymous with the best lemon that the lemon can be if it's not manipulated to be in an environment. When people say synthetic, it don't mean fake. It means that it was altered and could have been put in a better environment, and it could be made to do this. Silicone and silicon, it's not, they both natural, but one is designed and taking the molecule, and the person cut the molecule. Now it's silicone, but it's from silicon. Unnatural came at people. Please listen to me. People this backwards thinking in terms of the first people who created chemistry on the planet in the history of mankind is coming out of a generation of a Y2K natural that is anti-chemical. They're not pro-natural. So when you have the conversation parlayed by people who are anti-chemical, well, anything that you have, anything with any sophisticated conversation around chemical and any cosmetic sophistication is going to be null and void. And then you're just going to go all the way to weeds and berries. But at the end of the day, guess what? Doesn't give you the feel you like. Doesn't give you the shine you like. It doesn't give you the suppleness and the flexuousness. Doesn't give you the transition that you want. Doesn't give you the light and fluffiness. Okay, so what are we going to do? Be completely dissatisfied? No, we're going to get in the lab. We're going to expand. We're going to learn how to work with the molecules and the atoms and the elements and and understand the elements and oxygen and hydrogen and carbon. And we're going to understand this thing, and we're going to get them fabulous babies out of them historical Black colleges, and we're going to return Black hair care in a technological age that is sophisticated so we can be the glory of the world we once were. Period. End of story.
Bam! Did y'all hear that? That's it. Period. End of story. So it is now 7:04. So we're gonna go ahead on and wrap this up. So at the end of the day, she's not saying we cannot use our oils. The point is that we have to learn how to use our oils properly. Okay, so just slather it on your skin on GP, and it's not necessarily a good thing. And it's funny that you talked about oils as being a barrier, because I remember I got a fever blister, and my mother took some wax out the ear and put it on there, and I see what you're saying now, because the oil and the wax. Now don't do that no more. I don't know if they still do that, but anywho, I'm just thinking about that. That home remedy, and it makes sense what you're saying about oils can keep certain things from breathing in certain areas, like diaper rashes. All of this is now starting to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You can put the oil on there because it really does prevent chafing. So
Mm-hmm.
she says use the oil responsibly. So at the end of the day, Andrea, I'll be needing 3 bottles of lotion. So I'm going to, like you said, let me drop that back in the chat today, because this is how we learn. So the lotions are going to be better. So to all the people who said lotions, you're good to go. The LCO method, it just won't work on hair, and it most certainly won't work on skin. The lotion is going to be your best bet, because everything is going to sit on top, and you'll just have to reapply, because that she just said that's what skin does, and there's nothing you can do about those minerals in your tap water. So you're not black and ashy. Thank you, Barbie, for bringing that to light. So when we say things to our kids, because mama, God bless my mother. Your mama bring your black and ashy. So that's not it, guys. We can just say it's black and mineral, mom, for your information. So so here we go. So with that being said, I think a nice segue into, you just gave us the breakdown of why it's okay, right, to manipulate these molecules, and that synthesizing is not necessarily a bad thing, right, Cheryl? Well, if that's what you're saying is true, let me just show this, and this is going to carry us into next week. I hope I can get it. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can do this here. All right. So if what you're saying is true, Cheryl, what do you got to say about this? Okay, we're going to talk
Whether
about this.
our hair is relaxed or not, beauty products put Black women at risk.
So we got to go there, because you're
At
saying
risk
it's,
for what?
I don't know. You're going to come back next week. I'm going to read the article. I'm going to send it to you. But what they are saying is that no matter what Cheryl says, and I do have this is Dr. Woolery Lloyd. I'm going to see if I can find some more information about Dr. Woolery Lloyd, who's all up in this article. They're just pretty much saying that as black women, there's no hope for us when it comes to using beauty products, because no matter what, we're going to all be at risk. And Cheryl is saying, hey, likely story. So, Cheryl, you're going to break this down for us. Are we at risk no matter what we put on our skin, no matter what you say? They're saying that you can't science your way, because black women, we're going to be doomed, guys. We're just going to be black and ashy. You got to help us, Cheryl. They say there's no hope for us out here, Cheryl. Out here in these YouTube streets, they're saying, "Hey,
I am committed
you are committed."
To giving us some. Let me just say this. Let me say this. Okay.
I'm sorry, but McComb's girl
Black
said
women.
beauty doctor say
Black women. Black women. Now look. It's so funny. Black women are the longest living freaking human beings on the planet. Your ass been alive for at least 350,000 years. Okay? And you scared. I mean, it just come on, ladies. The ignorance is just really, 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 really. We gonna get logical, technological. We gonna get spiritual. We gonna get, you know, all these things, and we gonna make the case, and we gonna find out where the boogeyman is. And we gonna find out what the statistics, because I'm a statistician too. So let's get it. Let's look at data. I know how to look at data. I know how to look at studies. All of that is fine. But come on, ladies. We got a brain.
All right.
We got a brain. And not only do we have a brain, they are after your money. They are after your industry. They want your hands off of it. Period. You Y2K Natural gave them, boy, just fed the junkie. They are a junkie at this point. They are addicted. They are addicts. And you have given them a little bit of your retail money. And they are fiends. And it's going and they bringing out the stops. They paying the hush money. They paying the Cara Jilling Browns. Ain't using no critical no critical analysis at all. But come on, I'm ready for it. Ladosha, you ready?
Oh,
Dumbest shit
okay.
people say about black hair.
Here we go, guys. We wrapping it up. The dumbest shit that people say about black hair is from USA Today. Their reporter says they don't care what Ladosha and Cheryl is over here on YouTube talking about. They didn't say that. But to juice it up for next week, they ain't giving a flying flu fart, because whether or not you relax your hair or not, beauty products, did you hear that? Beauty products are putting black women at risk. We know that this is going to be a part 1 and part 2, because Cheryl just started off with saying we are the oldest on the planet. So we're going to start that discussion from right there, and we're going to see you next week as we discuss the dumbest shit that people say about black hair, whether or not our hair is relaxed or not. Cheryl, beauty products are putting us black women at risk, and you and Ladosha, y'all need to go take several seats and stop that, okay? So get ready, Cheryl. This is going to be intense. I'm going to pump this up a whole lot next week. We're going to be on TikTok breaking this
and
down.
by the way, being the beauty Dr. Sabies
I love
is
it.
a compliment to the highest, most high. Okay? I'm gonna get my famous Dr. Sabi impersonation.
Oh. Dr. Sabi impersonation.
Who told you that? Who told you that? I did not tell you that. What white men told you that? What is melanin? It is carbon. Yeah, that's it. That's my Dr. Sabi.
That's Dr. Sabi
impersonation.
And now we love Dr. Sabi. He's not
Yes.
necessarily my favorite person,
Bless his heart.
but bless his heart, guys. We're not making fun of Dr. Sabi, okay? Please don't come after us.
Oh no, I am a
Okay.
complete study.
Okay. All right, guys. So we'll be back next week. Whether or not hair is relaxed or not, beauty products are putting black women at risk. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to go ahead on and check out the documentary, The Narrative. I think we are up to approximately 800 views. Can you guys help us reach 1,000 by the end of the week, and share that documentary and hit that thumbs up button? So we're up to about 800. So help us reach 1,000. Okay. Bye, guys. You know what we say? We're always signing out, right? A whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and most certainly a whole lot of hair. But check this out. If you ain't got no hair, don't want no hair, can't stand hair, hell, you can't grow, you plan on cutting it off for 2023. Sure enough, we say don't worry about it, because black beauty products going to put us at risk anyway. All right? Okay. Have a wonderful night, guys. Thanks. We'll see you next week. And we're going on TikTok. Check us out on TikTok.